tuning back in this semester on SCAN TV. You might have been watching us thinking we're all just messing around and having fun. And we are messing around and having fun. But some people mess around and have fun here on an amateur level and then go on to mess around and have fun on a professional level. A lot of SCAN people have gone on to get jobs because of the work and the stuff they've learned here. Today we're going to interview one of them, one of my very good friends, SCAN alumni, Dan the Man Hourihan. Bring him down, come on. Thank you, sir.
Oh, Christopher Columbus. Love how we're both wearing red.
I know, but you're wearing a slightly different shade of red.
I
Your
am.
shirt looks like fluorescently red.
Yep.
Mine looks more, but they're much closer in reality.
They are.
Because these are amateur lights. Dan now sets up professional lights.
I do.
If this were professional lighting, Dan and I are actually identical twins, and we would look exactly the same, but
It's true.
because our capabilities
We're
here in
separated at
SCAN
birth, raised by
are
different
slightly
families.
different. So,
Or
Dan,
maybe not. Where's my camera though?
this is your first time back at SCAN since you graduated.
This is correct.
Is that so?
Yep.
All right. Could you start off just telling our viewers some of the stuff that you were involved with here at SCAN during your time?
During my time at SCAN, I was the business manager for 4 years. 4 years. So my sophomore to second senior year. And we did concerts. We did a mock press conference. Massive mock press conference. You get DVDs in the SCAN office, room 134. Chris LaCourie, I produced the Chris LaCourie Live with LaCourie political show for 3 years. I produced the Sean Kelly show, which had a name.
Great debate.
The Great Debate. The Great Debate.
Or on some weeks, the very good debate.
The very good, yes.
They
On some weeks it
aspired
was
to
only very
greatness.
good.
On some weeks, it was actually quite terrible.
Some weeks it was quite terrible. The original episodes.
We're good.
First
season?
Yes. First season, second season. The first 2 seasons were fantastic.
Nice.
Every episode was good. Then it got to be less debating and more just presentation.
The great presentation.
The great presentation. But yes. And Chris LaCourie and I flew out to Colorado. We attained some actual legitimate press credentials from the Democratic National Convention. And we, as SCAN TV, and we covered the 2008 Democratic National Convention to the quality of a number of other professional. We were right there with the professional.
I think this brings up an interesting topic because you did produce it on a professional level.
Yep,
and you
absolutely.
did a lot of great work. And I want you to tell this story. I might give away the ending just for our viewers, but you ended up in the hospital that night, I believe. I think this is the great part about SCAN because it combines college and it provides professionalism in a way that allows you to produce video and end up in the hospital.
Yes.
Let Dan
so
explain.
the first night we arrived, the first night they had the press check-in, there was a press party, which obviously we're members of the press, so we got to go to the press party, and it was held at the Democratic National Convention booked an entire theme park called Elchid Gardens or something. Elchid, it's in wherever Colorado, their version of Six Flags. So it's the Midwest, so it's a lame Six Flags. I love the Midwest.
I don't know if Denver is in the Midwest.
Is Denver the Midwest or is it the
so.
West? It's like smack in the middle of the country. But I was
mountain
there.
time zone.
I was in Utah last month, and they were like, I said, "Oh, it's so great to be back in the Midwest." And like, yo, this is the West.
Yeah,
son.
it is the West.
I was like, whoa.
It's not the Midwest at all.
Okay, not the mid anymore.
No.
I don't know where the mid ends.
Yeah.
I feel like Denver may be the edge.
Think so?
Well, because Denver's right where the plains, like the Great Plains, come up to the foot of the beginning of the first range of the Rockies, and Denver's right there. So it's like Denver is where the plains meets the Rockies.
But the Midwest also isn't like an entirely geographical description because
True.
like Michigan is the Midwest and like Ohio, and it's not really the Midwest.
No.
But I heard a little bird whisper in my ear, "How'd you get in the hospital?"
Okay,
continue
so
with the story.
we went to the lame version of the Six Flags, and we had an awesome party, which was a full open bar. It was catered by Coors and Smirnoff. So there were mojitos, and there were several different kinds of beer, Full buffet, but the trick of the several different kinds of beer is as much as you can drink. And I, being a proud member of the Irish, whatever.
And UNH community.
Yes. The Irish
Holding down
American,
for both
the Irish
teams.
American nationhood can drink quite a bit. So if you leave me at a press gala, like a party reception with an open bar, I will drink myself until I was in the hospital.
I'm also wondering how many of these other professional video journalists that you were consorting with ended up in the hospital
None.
this night. See?
None.
So I think that is the great thing about being a member of SCAN. You
It's
get
true.
all the access that the professionals do and don't have to have any of the real responsibilities.
But I was a college sophomore. That's the thing.
Yeah,
That
exactly. I
was
don't think
in
it's bad at all.
between sophomore and junior year. See,
Yeah.
But what I want to emphasize though is that as a member of SCAN, we applied for and received professional level press credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you take what you do seriously, they will take you seriously. Right up until you go to the open bar catered party, get blitzed drunk, and then have to go to the hospital. I did, however, maintain my dignity. We did not go to, we got from the party, we cabbed it back to where we were staying, which was, the worst place in Denver, by the way. There was, a gang shooting at the stop sign on the corner that we were living at. I didn't know there were gangs in Colorado. And we did not realize that I had to go to the hospital until several hours later. So no one at the press party realized
Yeah.
that I was hospitalized.
See,
It wasn't like the
as
ambulance.
SCAN
shit.
TV does. We hold it together
Just long enough
Long
to get
enough.
out of the party.
to stay alive and get out of the party.
It's like,
and
oh,
then
no.
we book it to the emergency room.
Yes, but Mr. LaCory, Mr. Sabino and Mr. LaCory, they made sure I got where I had to be.
Yeah. And Mr. Sabino and Mr. LaCory are also now working with real jobs because of the stuff they did here at SCAN.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's great. That is terrific.
It
That's a
is.
great SCAN story, I think. It involves all good SCAN attributes, very expensive equipment,
Very expensive equipment.
prestige and access that we have no right to
Prestige
get,
and access.
free booze,
Free booze.
and Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
See, now I'm going to say it right now. I love the state of Colorado because I've been hospitalized a number of times. Not all alcohol related, but I've been, as a person, I've been hospitalized a number of times. And never have I been taken care of by such a group of beautiful, young 20-something nurses.
Well, you were also completely wasted. They could have
No.
been
This was
49
the morning
with
after. I
moles on
woke
their
up with an
face.
IV in me. I was laying there, and I said to myself, "Wow," because Denver is actually the healthiest city in the country. So they have the highest rate of, or the best proportion of athleticism and not smokingness and good eating and all that stuff. I was looking around. I was like, "Wow, everyone here is healthy and beautiful. This is fantastic." It's being waited on by any number of nurses. Now, by waited on, I mean they were putting IVs of fluid in me and feeding me little sips of Gatorade out of a little teaspoon cup. They're here, you can just do a little more. Alcohol poisoning is awful. Don't get it. It hurts.
But if you do get it
Here.
with SCAN, please,
Yes.
in Denver.
I would also postscript to that note. Hospitalization aside, we did not miss a single day of the convention. We did not miss a single shot. We were there for the opening ceremonies, and we filmed. We did not miss a shot. That did not put a cramp in our agenda whatsoever.
And I'm guessing this was probably all very expensive, Daniel.
Yes.
How did 3 poor college students afford to go to Denver and do all this great stuff?
We had some help from the student activity fee. I mean, to the tune of our combined plane tickets round trip was $1,200, and they covered $400 of that $1,200 of the plane tickets. So
Did they cover the hospitalization?
no, absolutely.
So, do you
Nope.
know if you go on trips and you drink yourself into a stupor, you are responsible for your own life at that point.
You are.
But up until that point, you will get a lot of perks and free stuff.
It's true.
Yes.
But no, the student activity fee is one of the things that really makes the UNH special, because in helping out other universities, other universities have come and sought out us, because we're kind of a lot different than other universities' multimedia centers, where we're student-funded and student-organized. So a lot of other universities, the TV station will be through the academic department, it will be through the media department, or it will just be part of the administration. And I mean, as much as we are adults, there's like us adults and then there's real adults. And one of the great things about UNH is that we have, our oversight is each other. And that's one of the best things, with the exception of Bob. But he's more of the voice of reason and less of a naysayer. He's more of an enabler of quality content and student empowership, which is really makes one of the reasons why you should feel blessed.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I went to University of Miami before I came here, and like Dan was saying, how they have sometimes like the TV station is through an academic department. That's the way it was there. And if you wanted a camera, even a small little handheld camera, you had to fill out probably 10 pieces of paperwork. You had to talk with 3 or 4 different people. You had to get put on a waiting list. Here at SCAN, if you guys are watching this, you have to come to 3 meetings. We have to make sure you're not a psycho or a thief, and then you get cameras and lights and any other great stuff that you need to produce your own stuff.
Can you move that flex fill? I feel like the corner of that is going to poke right through it. Thank you. That's been bothering me.
Any other great SCAN stories? Good events you guys did? Fun times you had?
I mean, there's like 12 billion.
12 billion?
I mean, how much?
I want to hear, I don't know many of your SCAN stories. I want to hear about something from before I came, before my time. Back in the yesteryears of SCAN.
Back in the yesteryears of SCAN. You were here for the car accident. For the
No, I
mock.
don't think so.
The police? Yeah, you must have been. For the
No.
police?
No, I was just here last year.
You were here when the police called us to help them make an educational video? Well, okay. We the police department contacted us. They asked us to help them make an educational informative video, where we like smash some mock cars to do like a little simulation of like a drunk driving thing, and then there was like some mock arrests, and then we went down and Dano booked him, so to speak. And Matt Lubicki, one of our former like awesomeness, who is subsequently pursuing like a career in biotech, right? What was it?
No, I think he's teaching like
Yeah.
education.
Okay.
He's teaching gym, isn't he?
He's an enigmatic character. He
He's-
was like a biotech major. He would always
Yeah.
be like, "What are you
Marine
doing?"
biology.
Marine biology. Okay, well that's close
And
enough.
classics.
Marine biology and classic. And Matt Lubicki was an enigmatic figure, I would say. But we decided to host a mock press conference. So we rented the room and we like prepared a thing, a full like press credentials and ridiculousness. Like very organized. We produced the shit out of it and it went off amazingly. Like full attendance, like a whole room full of people. And the whole hype around the event was no one knew what this was a press conference for. The posters just said, "Who is this man?" That had half of Matt Lubicki's face on it. And then it was like robots and explosions and half of Matt Lubicki's face. And it was like, "Who is this man?" Press conference. And people came. Like, that's how enigmatic he was. He could like, and he didn't talk about anything in particular. Like the press conference was just like Matt's views on like reality. Like, he's just like an eccentric character to the nth degree. But it was really good training for us because we brought the switcher up. We brought that whole tower. And we switched it live. We had our 2 dollies. There's 2 attachable set of wheels. They're not really dollies. They're rollers. We had the 2 sets of rollers. So we had 2 of the tripods on rollers. We were doing tracking shots. We had a high and wide. We had 2 tracking. We had and then I was on a handy cam running around through the audience getting close up. No, not that. The black that's just a transportation dolly. Get out of here with that. There's black wheels around here that affix to the base of the tripods. But in any case, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know where they are, but I mean, obviously I don't know where they are. I'm not here anymore. But so but that gave us a lot of really good training that I've been able to tap into.
So yeah, let's move into that a little bit. Can you talk about some of the stuff you've been doing since you graduated, and perhaps stuff at SCAN that you learned that helped you to get to that place?
Absolutely.
And can you do it in a I was gonna say do it in a British accent, but I don't really want to hear that or make you do it. So you can just do it regularly.
Was it you and I who was driving the other night, and I was trying to do a British accent, and I just couldn't? You're like, nope, that's South Africa, and then I go away,
I don't
and you're
think
like, nope,
so,
that's
but
Australia. Oh, that was
yeah,
Lord.
but I don't want to be that person now. So
Yeah. No, I'll stick with this. Okay, so graduated in May, and
well, did you really graduate in May? Was all your work completed on time?
nope.
Nope. Just a minor sidetrack, but
Minor sidetrack. I don't know if no. Let's not get into this. I don't know what's involved in those kinds of things.
oh yeah, that's true as well. So he was graduated
Graduated
in
in
May. Yeah.
I was supposed to graduate the year before that, but added a second major, and added a second major and took an extra year to complete the second major
And hang out here.
and hang
Pretty
out
much,
here.
right?
And hang out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
if you hadn't, you would never have met me.
would
so
never
think about
met
that.
you. And
So it's a
you're
good
one
thing
of-
you
you're
didn't
one of
graduate.
My favorite new people.
I know.
Give me some. You stoked?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
And we're going to get to in a little bit a very interesting upcoming project that UNH community might be interested in. But we can't jump ahead to Dan's crowning achievement that is coming up later this month. We must see the road that he traveled to get there. So we're still in May. A young, nubile college grad,
Yes.
fresh out into the world.
So first job came through Alex Knutnen. First job came via Alex Knutnen. Alex Knutnen, former SCAN production manager, is now a frequently hired first AC. So he on professional like feature-length films will be hired to do the focus. So he will be in charge of the focus. Alex was a SCAN member for 3 years. I remember his first day when he just like done some ski videos with like camcorders, came in. We taught him how to use the more, these are called prosumer cameras. They're not quite professional grade, but they're better than consumer grade. So they're like the middle ground. You can buy them, but they're like $7,000. So they're right in between. A actual professional grade camera would be $100,000. So they're this weird, they're like a step up, but not quite the 12 steps to pro. We taught him how to use these. We taught him how to run a studio. We taught him all kinds of stuff. His second year, he was the production manager. He was I was a big proponent of Alex from the beginning. It says right in our organizational charter for people who would be interested in joining that we pass on information through mentor relationships. So everybody usually finds a younger person to pass their knowledge down to. Mine was Alex, who before he'd even graduated, was working on sets. So his third year, he was working on sets, had an internship at a fairly well-respected commercial production house. I keep saying studio, and that's the wrong term because they don't have a studio; they just produce the commercials. And it is the mentee of an Emmy award-winning director of photography. So that's before he even graduated, and he got those positions because of what he learned of how to run a studio here. He learned those things here. And my first job out of college, so this is only 6 months ago, was from Alex. Alex called me up, was like, hey, I got hired to a Columbia Masters in Film. Not senior, so I guess it's their master's, doctoral, whatever the hell. No, doctoral is PhD, so master's is...
Master's thesis
Master's
film?
thesis film, there we go. Which, if you're a master's in film, your thesis film you run as an actual film. You have a dozen or so thousand budget, and you shoot it like a professional quality studio film. But you're a bunch of older college kids. They're all in their 40s. And the great thing about that is a lot of the people who are master's level film students at Columbia already graduated with BAs in film, went to Hollywood, worked on like some great projects. One of the women who I keep in contact with was a script supervisor, which is one of a very important position, on the number of actual like budgeted Hollywood films, and then she decided to go back to school so that she could make the move to directing. Well, that was a great opportunity, so that I got through Alex, and we worked 2-3 weeks in southern Vermont, and did that. Subsequently, from that, I created a relationship with the lighting, the best boy electric, so the guy who's in charge of all the lights. He hired me to a feature film, the next week. Actually not the next week, so it's 3 weeks later, because I went out to LA for a week or so, which took 3 weeks because we drove. So a week out, stayed a week back. So 3 weeks later, I was the best boy grip on a feature film, so $500,000 budget feature film that was Yeah, let's just say it got into Sundance, so that means like it's probably a board of fairly academic people thought it was good. Okay.
No, but I mean that's pretty cool because you went to Sundance. You just came back a couple weeks
Absolutely.
ago, right? Yeah, let's hear a little bit about Sundance.
Well, the producer of the film, who was rather upset with me last time we spoke because I had backed the truck into a car, which he then had to pay for because he's the producer. That was a really uncomfortable conversation where he sat me down with the repair bill. He's like, Dan, you're not fired, but I want you to understand how bad you just fucked up. You know how much it costs to repack an airbag? It costs $1,000 to repack an airbag. Did you know that?
Oh, you triggered the airbag?
Triggered the airbag. Oh. Well, it's a 5-ton truck. It's the 25-foot, 5-ton truck. I was just backing it like slowly. I was in New York City. The film was a feature-length film in New York City. I'd never been to New York City in my life, and I told them this too. But I was assigned because I was on the lighting team for the last film. I was assigned to take care of the trucks. That was my job. The roads in New York City are super fucking narrow. People double park all the time, like they just park in the road. It's bullshit. Watch the Pickup Artist with Robert Downey Jr. Watch the pick. I've never seen a more accurate description or like a more accurate portrayal of people's bad parking than in the Pickup Artist. I saw it right after I got back, and he just he'll be driving 60 and lock up on the brakes in the slow lane, and just put on his emergency flashers, get out, run into a store, and then get back in. That's normal. It's bullshit. But in summation, yes. So there was too many cars and I backed in. But needless to say, so that was a third feature that I had worked on. Same producer, and he called me. He was like, "Hey Dan, the film we worked on, that you worked on that I made, is in Sundance. If you want to come with, that'd be a great career opportunity for you." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And it was the best blast. Everybody loved our movie, the film.
What's the name of the film? We gotta put
It's
it
called
out
The
there.
Woman. There we go.
Yeah.
It's called The Woman, directed by Lucky McNee. Got great reviews at Sundance. Distribution coming soon. The last film that this producer made was had a limited theatrical release, so 5 screens, all of them in the Midwest, but 5 screens is 5 screens. Made money. Not much, but made money. It was a musical. It was actually really funny. It was a musical comedy. The one that we made was an extremely violent, graphically horror film, which, as we were filming, there were certain scenes that I couldn't even look at. I had to turn away because it was some, what is Peter Jackson's first film? Dead Alive. It was like Dead Alive gruesome. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Which is why when Owen asked me about it, I hesitated a little bit because I feel like if I said that I really loved this film, and then people saw it, it would
reflect poorly on you.
and there's like a lot of decapitation, and they'd be like, wow, this kid's fucked up. But it's satire.
But you are pro the movie Woman, right?
I'm pro the movie
You
The
are
Woman.
anti-rape, I'm guessing.
I am anti.
What's your stance on
anti-rape.
decapitation?
Depends on what you've done.
Okay.
Everyone who gets decapitated on the film was a bad person.
Okay, so...
Oh no, one woman gets killed by a dog. People who get decapitated with blade-like weapons were bad people. There is some murder that is. But the point of the film is a piece of satire. Like, it's social satire, so it's analyzing like social inequities. But it's really, really gruesome. But everybody at Sundance like saw it as, because all the characters are symbols. So everybody who was at Sundance saw it as that, as a piece of satire, as symbolism, and it got amazing reviews from people. Not amazing, but really good. You should go on. Yes. If you look up The Woman Sundance, we actually had a member of the Westboro Baptist Church come to protest us.
That's a sign that you have made it in life, if there ever has been one.
In one of the YouTube videos, you see he like starts yelling, and then security tries to kick him out. So then he comes and he sits, but he sits right in the crew section. And then one of the actresses got like really scared, and I lurch. I don't lurch. That's not the right.
What do you do? Do the movement.
He like
will
sat in
describe
front
it.
of me, and then one of the girls was trying to get out, and he like wouldn't move his leg, so I sort of did like the lean up, and then sort of lean over.
Ah, you intimidated the
"Hi."
man. Yeah, I see.
At which
So
point, but then real security showed
You've been
up and booted
intimidating,
his ass the
making
F out.
movies, intimidating Baptists. It's
That
been a
Westboro
wild
Baptist guy
joyride.
was getting under everybody's skin. He's not a big fan. But if you go on to the YouTube video, got 400,000 hits within 6 hours.
And we can see you intimidate
And you will
the member
see
of
me.
Westboro Baptist Church. Is that what it's called?
It's true.
All right. We're going to put this up on the SCAN website because I really want to see
Please
this
don't.
now.
Please don't.
Why not? We want you to intimidate. I want to see this. We could probably
don't
find
put
it
this
right
on.
now. We don't want to see this? Okay.
Please don't put this on.
All right.
Or at least edit that out. I
What?
don't know.
Come on. All right.
Okay.
We'll edit this out. Wink.
No,
wink.
you won't.
It's fine. Okay, so Sundance.
Sundance was awesome.
Should we jump back to anything, or should we get on to the event of the semester that's coming up?
Well, Alex Knutson also worked on that film, but this time, so the first time I worked like with Alex professionally, because Alex and I worked here for 3 years together, and then the first time we worked with Alex professionally, he hired me, and then the time after that, we both got hired together, and then the time after that, I got to hire him, which is awesome. Because I got hired as a PA. In the first day, I moved from PA to third grip, and then after 2 weeks, I was promoted from third grip to best boy grip. And
Moving up in the world.
in the third week, the last week, we needed an extra man. And they were like, Dan, we need an extra man. I was like, I got that extra man. And that extra man was Alex Knutson. I love you, baby.
So the mentor became the mentee, became the mentor again.
Again.
Full circle, my friend.
No, but and Alex and I have an amazing peer relationship, and we work well together.
Yeah,
And
no, I agree with
We're
that.
working on projects constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are.
we are.
We are.
We are.
We are. But that is for another time, Scan. We can't give all of our treasures away in one show.
No?
Well, I mean, I guess we could. Should we give all of our treasures away?
Oh. We
Well, I don't
are.
know.
No,
I
that
don't
treasure
know.
stays. I mean.
Oh, let's get
This
to
can be discussed.
Let's get to the treasure. This is actually, it's a very good thing that Dan is here because he's actually producing a very exciting event that will appeal to college students in Boston next week.
Word to the mother. So, Mr. LaCory, who I was discussing earlier, our former actual political correspondent, right out of college. So he graduated on time. So a year before me, was hired as the, what town is it? Not
Begins with
Manchester.
M, right?
Not Manchester, Mass. It's
Marlboro?
not Marlboro, Mass. No, it starts with an
Middleborough?
M.
Merrimack.
Merrimack.
Merrimack with
Sorry,
no
did I just
K.
peek the shit out of your ear?
Merrimack with
I'm
no
sorry.
K, Massachusetts with 2 S's.
Yes, Merrimack, Massachusetts, television coordinator. So he runs their local cable access network. which is exactly what SCAN stands for, Student Cable Access Network, having had experience with cable access, got an actual legitimate job, paid in full, to do what we do here at a professional level. Alex and I were both working on feature films at this time. At which point one day, Mr. LaCory had the idea that he would go to the NBC affiliate and he would pitch a show for them. And he would pitch a show about competitive beer pong. And he told me this idea. I was like, dude, I don't know if that's a very good, I don't know if anybody's going to want to make a show about competitive beer pong. And it's a really good thing that I didn't go with him, because he pitched a show, it got picked up, and we now are producing a show on competitive beer pong. Which it is, Mr. LaCory is our creative producer. He hired me as a production manager, so I'm on set with the headphones doing one of these.
Saying
Close
up table 4.
up table 4.
He put his finger in the cup.
I am. And the person to whom I'm saying close up table 4 is the aforementioned Mr. Alex Knutinen, who will be our director of photography. This kid right here is going to be a shooter. He's going to have camera in his hands.
I'm going to have beer splashed all over me.
That gentleman right there behind the camera over there, Mr. Guthrie, is going to be doing a little data. Clickety. Management. Who else? And there's more SCAN alum.
And there's also opportunities for SCAN members if they would like to come help out, wouldn't you say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
SCAN members, we need you. I mean, not so much right now. Do we need you? We need you to come participate. If you were 21 and you would like to come to Boston and participate in a satellite tournament of the World Series of Beer Pong, then that would be awesome.
There's also some great prizes and trips available, isn't there?
There are.
Give them the whole list. Make them wet right now with desire
Grand prize
for this.
donated by the World Series of Beer Pong is entry into the World Series of Beer Pong tournament, which is like $150 value, plus 4 nights of hotel stay during said tournament at the Flamingo in Vegas.
Which is priceless.
Well, I mean, it's
priceless. Come on. Come on.
There's more than over $1,000 value.
Which is priceless.
What you would actually have
to
to pay to do that thing. The second prize is an evening on the Bostonian, who is one of our premier sponsors. The Bostonian, if you're not from Boston or the surrounding suburbs, is a party bus. So it's a bus that's decked out as a full bar. There's also a dancing pole in the back. If that interests anyone. And the bus will come pick you up in one of your Boston suburban towns, or could just pick you all up at Wonderland Station if you're UNHers. You'd come into Wonderland or somewhere of that nature. And it will take you out on an epic pub crawl that cannot be rivaled, because they go to every bar in the downtown area, and you get out, you go to the bar, you dance, you gallivant, whatever, get some drinks, get back on the bus, and then you go to the next bar, and you do it again. And it is, Alex Knudsen used to have a show here called Epic TV, and it is he got me into the habit of calling everything epic. But this is quite literally epic.
Because the bus is a party on wheels in between a party on ground.
Yes.
So you have to stop partying for literally 8 seconds as you walk from the bar. Right. You have to immediately stop partying, put on your serious face, walk onto the bus, and then you immediately start partying
The only time when you're not in a party is threshold to threshold.
Yeah.
Door of the bar, like 3 steps to the door of the bus. Mm-hmm. But then once you're in the bus, it's a party again, and then you go to the next party.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yes, you may throw up, but they are.
Yeah, hopefully you're not prone to motion sickness, because that wouldn't mesh well, especially when you start spinning upside down in the stripper pole.
God.
Wait, let's finish up with just one thing. Can you announce how they would sign up, where they should go, and any other important details?
Yes, you can go to. I probably peeked that again. You go to bostonroute.com. Boston, BOSTON, route, RUIT, all one word, .com. And all of our signups. Can you put that on there? Is that on there? Is that on there? Okay.
Oh, this is beautiful.
And all of that information for signups, times, the February 17th and 18th, Thursday and Friday. We have brackets at 7 and 10:30. We'll all be on there. And our airtime, we'll start airing the show March 3rd. First episode will premiere March 3rd. So yes, if you do your math out, that does give me 10 days to edit the first episode. It can be done.
It's not
With
that bad.
10 days? That's the first episode.
I mean, it's rough for
Oh,
television.
it's rough
but
for
like,
television. Nate Lord, the man for whom this studio is named, will be helping us with editing. Go.
I have a question for you, Dan.
Of course.
Hey, I like as you're wearing red. You're not allowed to come on the show unless you're wearing red.
That's true. Is my microphone on?
And this is the only 3 people in the room wearing red,
Can
so
anybody hear me?
sorry, guys.
And the other irony is that, like, in all television production, they tell you, don't wear red.
Yeah, I know.
That is true.
Yeah.
Especially with
And
Panasonic.
sit on red couches.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, everything gets super saturated.
Yeah.
Yes, especially because the Panasonic sensors are particularly
nice.
prone to bleeding red.
Nate can come on. He has a red jacket
Yep.
on now.
Okay, so hit me with that.
All right. So here's the question.
Yes.
If I get on that bus,
We can't hear you.
No, I can sort of hear him, but it's
well, you should turn on my guest
Phantom power.
microphone. Phantom power is on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
yeah, it's up all the way.
Hello. Well, can you hear me now? My question for Daniel Hourihan: if I get on that bus and I vomit, what happens? Have you been on the bus?
I was on the bus once, but I was not a guest of said bus. I had been in Boston drinking. I was quite drunk. I thought it was a city bus. I got onto the bus and told them to take me to Jamaica Plain, at which point they're like, get off. I'm like, you can't deny me service. I'm a taxpayer. It didn't end well. I mean, they just told me to leave, so I did. But, so yes, I have been on the bus, but not as a participant of said bus. As a crasher. I didn't mean to, though. I thought I was.
Inadvertently crashing a bus with a stripper pole on the back and flashing disco ball lights inside.
The lights
That
were
you
off
thought-
because the partiers were all in the bar, so
okay.
the disco-ness was toned down a bit. So I just like got in. But he was parked there with the door open for some reason. I just like got in, sat down.
Maybe because it smelled like vomit and farts.
So I would assume that a member of the Bostonian staff would clean that up, but I have not discussed this with the Bostonians.
You might want to do that if you're sending people who compete in a Beirut competition onto a drinking bus.
Well, the implicit conclusion that could be drawn that if you're competing in a Beirut competition that you've been drinking for quite a... Come on in! Come on in! Come on in! Okay, fine, that's fine. That you
That's exactly
can
what
hold
a
your
rapist
liquor.
would say right there.
And,
Someone's going to kill someone.
As
yeah,
in...
way to be really creepy. Though.
in the... No, we got to
No, I was
Come on in, we're
referring
making
to
TV.
the man in
I think you're creeping.
Fine, I'm creeping. In summation, be good or be gone. We went to the Boston Beer Summit, which is also a massive beer event, and it was understood there will be no drunkenness at the beer summit.
Oh, wait. The other
Because
question I
men
have-
who drink craft beer do not get drunk.
Oh, that's true. You don't want to,
No.
to get drunk when you're drinking craft beer.
No,
or
do
you'll
not
look
get
like
drunk when you're drinking
a
craft
loser.
beer.
So my other question.
Yes.
I've heard that one of your other sponsors will send beer through the mail.
Absolutely.
How does that work? Legally.
I don't know. I
Does
haven't
it work
asked.
legally?
It does. It does. He is an established business with a professional website that explains what the product is. That product is Beer Bouquet, by the way.
You can, for Valentine's Day,
Beerbouquet.com.
if your girlfriend really likes beer, I highly recommend.
Or
getting
if you
her a
really like
beer
when your girlfriend drinks
bouquet.
beer.
360 kickflip. If your boyfriend really likes beer, I suggest you send him a beer bouquet.
I agree.
Comes
because
with customizable
I
beer
would love
pail, bag of peanuts or pretzels, a bunch of coasters, a bottle opener, and a koozie. A koozie.
koozie.
Koozie, is that a word?
Koozie.
Yes, that's the koozie.
It sounds like you're saying something else. That sounds like
No,
Sounds like
Coke
something
goes with
inappropriate.
beer goes. Yes, it does.
You can
is-
say cozy,
Cozy.
or
I like
koozie,
cozy
but I
better.
like
Yeah,
koozie,
cozy.
especially.
John's been saying that for 5 minutes.
Let's keep it. No, I heard him, but I wasn't gonna respond.
And warm and you came to be your cold.
That's right.
All right. Well then, thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
I'll answer your questions anytime.
Thank you for giving me my first
that-
job in production.
Is that chew?
No, it's a yo-yo.
Okay. I think we've done this before.
Can we?
Right.
Yeah. Can we
Right,
have a
last
quick
year.
yo-yo trick, please?
No.
Please.
No,
I don't
yeah,
think
no,
so.
yeah.
Please. Our fans at home want to see a yo-yo
I think
trick.
it's actually Tangled from earlier today.
Oh, come on.
Is it like Disney's Tangled?
No, that's a terrible movie. I
Did you
can't
see
believe-
it?
No, but I can already tell it's going to be really bad.
I feel like it. I feel like they may. I feel like it seemed like there could be
Did you work on it? I'm
women's
sorry.
issues. No.
He's the voice.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God, that's the other
Of
thing.
the
If
woman.
you ever get on a set, no matter how small, do not slam any movie. Do not slam any
That
movie.
That seems like good advice. 'cause
It does not
even
matter.
In terrible movies, like good people work on them.
Exactly. Like if you are on a Columbia master's student's senior thesis film, the guy who is the first assistant camera could have worked on Transporter 3.
Great movie, by the way. Transporter
fact,
3. Great
he
movie.
did.
Great movie.
Did you say something
Great
bad about
movie.
Transporter 3?
Of course, it's awful.
No, don't
It's
say it
awful.
again.
And
Don't
then,
say it
and then
again.
after I said this, somebody was like, "You realize Hani was the first AC on Transporter 3, right?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
But like, does somebody take that really personally?
No, like later, later, I was like, "Dude, sorry, I bashed your shit." And he's like, "Yeah, no, dude, it was shit."
Because like, I feel like even if the first AC does his job really really well, you can't make up for like having a horrible script. And
No,
horrible,
like he
acting.
didn't take it to heart, but he could have. Is my point. Or the director of photography of the film that made it into Sundance, director of photography of that film, also did the photography direction for Thin Pink Line.
Great movie.
Which stars Jennifer Aniston, which the two years previous was nominated for the Independent Spirit Award at Sundance. He also played a small role in the production of The Brothers Bloom.
Great movie.
Extremely small role. They called him for consultation, and he helped them figure out that they had like some radioactive problems. But still, he was.
Wait, what?
Okay, they were filming in one of the former Yugoslav states, either Bosnia or Serbia. And
Is he an expert in any way on radioactivity? in
well,
the
he's an expert
Eastern
on
Bloc?
film. He's an expert on film.
Yes.
And all the film was coming back fogged. They would develop the film, they would run the dailies, and all the dailies were fogged. And they checked the camera, they checked the cans, they checked the storage, they checked the facility. There was no light leaks anywhere. Like, where the is this light coming from? And they called him, and they're like, "Listen, Wendler, we have a problem. We don't know where this light is coming from. All the film is ending up a little fogged, and we're like losing money, and we're losing days. What do we do?" And he said, "You know, you are in a former Yugoslav state, former Cold War country. I think you guys are going to want to check for radiation leaks. Because radiation
dun,
leaks,
dun.
turns out, one of the grips had a bar of metal, a metal bar that you use for leverage. I have one in my car. It's a metal bar. It's with a pipe. Then when you can't break
A woman's face,
exactly a woman's face or like a nut.
a baby's head.
Yes. So if you
Oh yeah, you slip it over the end of the wrench.
yeah if you
puppy's
yeah
hip
if you
bone.
can't untighten something that you tighten, you slip it over the end of the wrench, get more leverage. A torque bar. Turns out that torque bar was actually a piece of highly radioactive metal that
It
had
was
been
plutonium.
It was an extremely heavy metal that the radiation was going through his toolbox, through the grip truck, like 15, 20, 30 feet to the film trailer,
Does he have, like,
through the
horrible
film trailer.
cancer?
Yes. Yeah, like probably. Through the film trailer, into the film developing room. So now that's 1, 2, 3 walls that it's penetrated and like a couple hundred feet. And messing up the film. That's how radioactive that bar was.
Did he find it in Yugoslavia?
Yeah, well, he was a Yugoslavian grip.
Oh.
And it was just like one of his tools. It was just like a
Had he
tool
not
in his
noticed
toolbox.
this before?
No, how would he notice it?
'Cause had
Maybe he
worked
grew an
with
extra
other
finger,
films
or or?
A lot of films shoot digital now, so
Oh,
he
okay.
probably worked on like red shoots or Ari shoots,
I see.
so it probably just hadn't been a problem before.
Wow,
I still haven't worked with film.
that's cool.
If
Well, we don't work with film here.
yeah, film unfortunately is going the way of the dinosaur, but it still is better. Don't ever let anybody tell you that no matter how HD.
I think I'm gonna head out now. I think we're about to close.
Yeah, I think we can maybe take one more question from the audience if anyone has a burning question. They'll have to put on a red jacket when they come up. All right.
Nate Frechette! Nate Frechette! We love Nate Frechette.
I have a theme song. It's exciting.
It's true.
Yeah. So,
look at the monitor. Look at this radioactive couch we have.
Like retrospectively,
couch,
really
yeah.
get really
Yeah.
couches.
my question was, my question is, can you spell? No. Do you have any advice for people who want to break into the industry, who want to work in film? Other than don't diss films when you're working on the set.
I think number one for any students here on campus is to come here to SCAN. I mean, that has to be the first step.
Oh, absolutely.
But
yeah.
Dan can take it from there if you'd like.
Number one is take a long, hard look at your expected quality of living. You will go at least 3 years without making any money. You will not eat good food. You will probably go down to 2 meals a day, except on set. On set, the food is great. But like, you probably will get evicted from your apartment twice.
This is
Oh,
inspiring,
wait,
Dan.
3 times.
This is very inspiring. This is
No, my
exactly
point
what I
is
wanted.
that everybody wants to work in the movies. Everybody has like celluloid dreams, but if you would like to do this, take a long look and analyze in yourself and say, is this something that I'm willing to dedicate 100% of my life to? Am I willing to sacrifice my quality of living, my personal relationships, sanity to some degree? And if the answer is yes, then come on down.
Or if you're just more of a casual fan and you don't have to give up everything else in your life, because you don't have to do that to be a member of SCAN.
Right.
Oh,
I see
no.
what you're saying.
No, I'm saying if you would
Yeah.
like to make film your life, to be a member of SCAN, yes. Once
To be a member of SCAN, we only require that you give up all personal relationships with outside members. It's a slightly
Yes.
cult-like rule. It's in the book. I don't know why we have it, but
Yeah.
you won't be allowed to speak with your parents or any other loved ones.
But if you'd like
friends
to
or
work in
family.
production as a career, unless you are somehow independently wealthy yet or in a state school anyway, come on down and like learn everything that you learn here would have to be become, and I don't mean just how to use these cameras, because you won't use these cameras. To produce anything at SCAN, you will have to go through the same procedure. You will have to get people you will have to coordinate people. You have to coordinate equipment, ration your time, not ration your time.
Yeah, you
Manage
can
your
ration.
time.
Manage your time really well. Convince people to do things for you as favors. To get anything done, you're going to have to call in several favors, and everybody owes everybody favors. And those skills are what's going to make everything function for you. You have to get very good at coordinating people, and then on the day, knowing what you want, getting in there and shooting. And the more times that you've had these cameras, which are mid-range, if you had these cameras in your hand and you coordinated just your friends, and then you filmed something and you had to articulate to them what you wanted the thing that you're filming, whatever it is, to look like, every time you do that, you become better at it. So if you want to do this, come down, get one of these mid-range prosumer cameras, go out, coordinate your friends, articulate your vision, make it happen, and then learn how to edit. Then the next time it'll be easier. You'll be better at coordinating. You'll be able to better articulate yourself. You'll shoot to edit. When you're shooting, you'll think about your post-production. You'll think about how it's going to look when you're on the computers. And every time you do that, you get better until you've been doing it for 3-4 years, and you apply to, I don't know, one of the co-executive producer of Kill Bill 2, which is what Alex Knutson did. He just met him and said, I would like to work for you. These are my qualifications. I've been a production manager at the Campus Cable Access Network for 2 years. I've been production manager. I've been there for 3 years. And he hired him. Just, they met at a bar, and he hired him like that because he was able to articulate exactly what his experience was, exactly what he'd been doing, and able to articulate the fact that he was extremely articulate.
He is very articulum. He's a good speaker of words and
You bet your ass.
sentences.
Everything else you'll learn. The first day I showed up, the gear that they use on a professional film set is so site-specific that, I mean, we have a couple articles, but for the most part, you're never going to see a Cardellini in this room. You're never going to see a C-STAN or 12 by solid or anything on this. I just happen to have or bullets, but not bullets for gun. So Cardellini, a cheese burrow, chain vise, a C-clamp, a Mayfer, pipe hangers, you may get that. Speed rail, that's just pipe. Point is that stuff, all that stuff you'll learn. You'll show up the first day, and if you're with a good crew and with a good, like, gaffer or a truly good set person is someone who's able to do their job and teach somebody else their job at the same time really quickly. And I've been blessed that I've been teamed up with a lot of really good people. So you learn all that stuff the first day, but your skill set to be able to put elements into play, that you need to have, and that you get here.
Word up. Word up. I love it. You all should come down. You should use all of our great equipment. And one day you could be just what this man could be.
No, one day you'll be something better.
No,
Still,
I said you could be what this man could be.
oh, could be, yes.
You see what I'm saying? And you could even still be the man that you could be.
Exactly. There's still a long way.
Yeah.
We have yet to. We're going into production on our biggest venture yet, the SCAN Alum Network. We're more or less have all worked together this whole time, including some Keene State alums who we have a good relationship with this Keene State Cable Access Network. So we're all been working together, and now our biggest joint venture is about to go off. We're shooting February 17th. If anybody would like to be involved, come ask this kid.
Yes, sir.
And I am pretty confident. We've prepared a lot. I was been on the phone all day getting everything down to a T. So if all things go well on the 17th, when all things go well on the 17th, you will be seeing a television show produced entirely by SCAN alum and Keene alum that will be airing on network television in a prime time. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, what's midnight? Midnight's just after prime
Yeah,
time
but
slot.
give him the channel. Give him all the
Channel
info.
18, My TV New England.
Yeah, My TV New England. It is prime time for Beirut.
Yeah, it's
Exactly
prime time
true.
for Beirut.
Yeah.
Our initial time slot was earlier in the day, and then NBC corporate headquarters called the broadcast producer for My TV New England, the NBC affiliate, and was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You can't put drinking on in the afternoon."
It was going to be on Saturday morning cartoons.
It was actually.
That was the original. They bumped it back and bumped it again.
So now they put us to Thursday midnight, which is actually a really
It is
great
a
time
great
slot,
slot,
and that's
yeah.
exactly when our viewership is going to be watching. Like Thursday midnight, you're like pre-gaming, or you already went to the bar and now you're back, or you're just at a party at home, you're drinking, you want to throw on a drinking game, TV show,
Yeah.
and we're going to follow an episode of Fringe.
Fringe. Great show. Great show.
Fringe will be we will be led in by Fringe. Fringe.
You're gonna need a drink after that show, I think.
Hey,
no shit.
you never shit on a show.
I'm not shitting
on a
the
show.
I'm just saying it's tricky.
See? No, that's the thing though.
Oh,
Like,
sorry.
you gotta get into that habit.
Sorry.
Like never shit on a movie. They're like, oh, dude, El Topo
It's been really hard for you.
was
man.
great. No, I know. Like one of my
It's like your life for the past like 4 years.
one of my majors is film theory and criticism. Not bashing films is like the hardest thing for
All
me.
right.
Really hard.
Our scan babies are getting tired. We got to send them home to bed.
Yep.
But this is a scan man. He
That's
came
true.
in here a scan baby. We made him a scan man. He's a self-made scan man, actually. I love that about him. Thank you for coming, Dan.
I think he was Stan made himself, man.
He's a scan-made self-man, apparently. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back here next Wednesday at 7 to set up.
And
Probably on
are we
about
gonna
8
go to pre-tape
to
now?
view.
Should I set up the pre-tape?
Ooh, do we have?
We
just
have pre-tape.
Okay,
we got something
pre-tape. We
cool
were
to put on
discussing
for you.
earlier how easy it is to make your first project. Cade and I, who's in this episode right here, had a show that was half pre-tape, half live, and we needed a segment. We came up with the idea, filmed the entire thing, edited it, and broadcasted it within 4 hours. Now, the fact that the time crunch was 4 hours, like, shouldn't be something to brag about, but point is making quality television is, like, can be simple, it can be hard, it can be whatever you make it. So,
Roll it.
roll it.
I don't do that. What? Why do I do that? What? I don't like Sugar Ray. I don't want Sugar Ray.
Well, Sugar Ray, what do you want to do today?
That's not very mellow. Very mellow? No, that's not even mellow. Like very mellow make the whole bunch thing? No. Oh. Maybe something with a piano. Oh.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Making a product placement ad for Jif and Fluff.
Oh, sweet, sponsoring you guys?
Oh, wait, they have to sponsor us? I thought they just gave us money.
The fuck? Dear Fluff and Jiffy, we recently made an advertisement featuring your products, and we're unaware that one would need prior acknowledgement for product placement. Can you please send us some money?
What does it say?
No.
Anything else?
No, it just says no. Dear Dan and Cade, no.
That's some good fluff, though.